What do you do, my gente? Your boy's coming through once again with the new video. I pray and hope that you're having a wonderful day. I wish nothing but the best for all of you. And today we're going to speak on Snoop, or Badass Snoop. I'm just going to tell you guys how I met him. The incidents that he was involved at Tehachapi prison, and why he got sent to Centinela from that spot. Basically, why he got a transfer, right? But before we continue with this story, I would like to ask you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button real quick. Like the video, share my video. I would highly appreciate it, man. Again, we are a young channel who's trying to make it. I do appreciate you guys' support. Thank you very much, man. So let's go to this story real quick. So, Badass Snoop, the president of the Northern Riders, the Riders, however you want to call them. So I met Snoop a month and a half, like a month and a half after Tehachapi Yard flipped from being a shoe, right? I was coming from medical and I seen him pushing a cart, and he stopped to wait for me and asked me about canteen. Hey, when canteen was gonna open. At that time, I believe it was a dead week, because of course I wasn't at work, and I was like, it's a dead week. Maybe in 2 weeks or whatever, we're gonna go back to be running canteen. So again, that interaction right there was very respectful. He introduced himself as Snoop, not Badass Snoop, just Snoop, which I introduced myself as well, right? Slugger. And we just had a quick chat, and that was it. He went back to 3 blocks, pushed his property car to the building, and I went to my building 1. The first incident that he got involved in that I know of, can recall of, is basically happened on the yard that it happened during yard. He went outside with his building, which it was buildings 3 and 4 at that time they were having yard, and he was in his table with all his compas, compadres, or non-riders. But he was drinking. One thing about Snoop, he likes to drink. He likes the alcohol, right? Or at least that's what he was doing right there. He used to drink a lot. And for whatever reason, somebody approached him. I don't know what was the issue, but this guy ended up punching Snoop. I don't know if he was a bulldog or what was it, because I believe he was probably a bulldog. And he punched him and dropped Snoop. Again, Snoop was drunk, or he was tipsy. Because of this, the guy got jumped. They jumped on, I don't know if it was like 6 non-riders. They ended up jumping him. After that, old boy couldn't be right there no more, right? That was the first incident. The second incident, I don't think nobody has spoken on this. At least persons who were at the Tehachapi right here, right? The second incident was on a Northern Rider, on his own compa. And I believe his name was Rowdy. I'm not sure if it was Rowdy. And this guy was chubby, dark complected, with the long hair, and always had a beanie. I don't know what created this this conflict, but eventually I believe Snoop punched the old boy, and old boy didn't want to fight, right? He didn't want to fight. They called the yard down, and all the way Snoop was just talking shit to a boy, calling him out of his name, just going off on him, and the guy wasn't trying to do nothing. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why. You have to do something, dude, because after that, people are not gonna see you the same. It doesn't matter who it is, man. It doesn't matter who it is. You have to defend yourself. You cannot let another person get at you like that, man. But this is what happened. Eventually, old boy basically couldn't fucking be part of the third collective no more. I used to see him once in a while during yard out there, but eventually he just faded out. Probably he asked for a transfer out or whatever. So the third incident happened at the canteen line, man. Old boy was trying to go get open line. He was trying to shop open line, right? We were not out open line, and he got locked up with the canteen lady. He told him, "Do you know who I am?" And she responded, "I don't give a fuck who you are." And after that, I was it, man. I guess he was trying to shop. The lady didn't let him shop, and that was it, man. So those little incidents that I witnessed of Snoop, where he got out of character. That's it, right? Now there was another event that actually got him transferred out of that institution, right? So what happened? It was that something happened at the yard, right? It was a fight or whatever, right? And as they were coming out of education, because Snoop's job was basically he was a clerk in education, so he's in charge of taking helping the teacher right there, right? And Blanco as well, he was a clerk, I believe. So Blanco was maybe like 10 meters in front of Snoop when the yard went down. So they both went down. As the cops were trying to secure the incident or the inmates that got involved in this, you hear Snoop just screaming at Blanco, saying something, right? Like the whole yard just quiet, and this guy just being loud, screaming to Blanco, whatever he's telling him. I don't know what it was telling him, but the cops actually got mad. They got mad. They got him, and then he told all the known riders, "Hey man, if they touch me, you already know what to do, right?" And he was just repeating that shit, man. And the known riders were like, "What the fuck?" Like they were just fucking like, I don't know if all that shit was processing, right? I'm pretty sure they were ready and shit. Like they were gonna do their shit, right? I'm not gonna take away from that. Like they were gonna do their shit for sure. And dude, they picked him up and they took him. They ended up picking up Blanco as well. They took him to the hole and they fucking dropped him on his face. His glasses broke. Sent him to the hole. Because of this event, he was inciting a riot, and he got a transfer out of Tehachapi. He ended up going to Lancaster, to that level 4 right there. Again, people have said that Snoop is loud and all this stuff, right? Honestly, man, every time I seen Snoop, every time I seen Snoop interact with somebody outside his known rider circle, that guy was very respectful, man. Well spoken and respectful. I cannot say otherwise. Another thing I noticed about Snoop, if he can, he will hook up his compas. Like I seen him a couple times buying like a gang of sodas for other known riders, or a gang of ice cream for other known riders. Man, I seen him do that, man. I didn't see other known riders do that, but I always see Snoop doing that stuff, right? So in that sense, that's how it is. And the thing is that those known riders have a lot of respect for him. There was no way nobody was gonna talk to him in a smart way. There's no way nobody was gonna say something stupid to him. There's no way. On the other hand, I have seen Snoop talking out loud to them, like basically like put them on their place for whatever reason, right? Either he didn't like the way they were conducting themselves or whatever. Well, I don't know, but I have seen him basically drilling those guys up right there out there on the yard, man, for sure. And they're just paying attention to what he's saying and stuff, and he's just going hard on them. I have witnessed that, man. So for somebody to say, "Oh, I said this to Snoop," nah, dude. Honestly, they have much respect for Snoop and stuff like that, and they look up to him. and they want to be like him. Honestly, that's what it is. One thing that fucking threw me off when I met Snoop was basically he was not as tall as people seem to say that he is. I had an old writer that he always spoke on Snoop like basically that he was 6'5". I heard stories where they're saying that Snoop is 6'1". I'm 5'11", and Snoop is not as tall as me. So if something, Snoop is gonna be like 5'10". So that's the one thing that threw me off, and the fact that he didn't call himself Badass Snoop. At least to me, he didn't. He was very polite, and he introduced himself as Snoop. So with this being said, I have nothing against that man. This is how I met Snoop and stuff like that, and nothing but respect for old boy. You know, I always see him respectful with other people, and to say that he's very loud when it comes down to just interact with everybody else. Now, I see him getting loud when he gets disrespected or he feels in a certain way with people who actually cross the line or whatever, you know? And, I mean, it is what it is. We all have issues. We understand that not everybody deals with those issues how you like to deal with them. So, with this being said, man, that's the story with Snoop. Hope you like it. This is what I witnessed at the Hatchery. This is my story. And we'll see how it goes, man.